Hail, hero. It is most fortunate that I should meet you here. News of your triumph over Typhon has reached my ears, and also that the Olympians have indeed departed. Thanks to you, they have finally come to trust in humanity, as Prometheus himself did so long ago. It's more than I would have dreamed to see in my lifetime. Now, after the age of the Titans and the age of gods, the age of man has truly come. Though if Hades' defection has taught us anything, it is that our work of safekeeping the mortal realm is never done. It is a great honor for humanity to be left alone, but a great challenge, too. We Prometheans will stay watchful in this uncertain time of change. From what I hear, some of Poseidon's former subjects are trying to take advantage of their newfound freedom already. Our agents had lost your trail in the Exian woods after Medea sent you through her portal. The sorceress keeps a lot of secrets, even from her own acolytes. But even if we had known, it was fortunate you encountered Callicrates. His methods have always been unconventional, but certainly effective. General Leonidas approached me in Athens after our last meeting and asked for my advice. He has little patience with history and lore, but his bold commitment has been very helpful. Keep safe, hero. Know that wherever you go and wherever she may be now, Athena's favor will be with you. Keep safe, hero. No.
Sorry, the harbor quarter is currently closed. City guard operations. No, go away. No, go away.
Greetings, hero. Your reputation precedes you. My master would like to extend an invitation to you to test your mettle in the horrible pits of Tartarus, to face the indomitable hordes of eternity. A challenge worthy of the slayer of Typhon. Sounds interesting? Of course, there will be rewards in it for you, should you choose to accept. When you are ready, please step into this portal. If you want to know more specifics, we can talk some more. Ah, your thirst for knowledge matches your thirst for blood. Very well. I will tell you how my master's challenge works. Upon entering Tartarus, you will face a host of varying creatures gathered from all over the known world. You will fight these hordes across a multitude of devious battlefields, specifically created for this little game. If you make it far enough, my master himself will face you in single combat. Needless to say, you won't have a chance to beat him. But to keep things interesting, a substantial reward would be bestowed upon you if you did. That is not all, however. True to the genius of my master, he has decreed that this challenge shall be eternal, a never-ending gauntlet of foes ready to take you on. But beware. Your opponents will grow stronger and stronger until you find yourself attempting an impossible task. You have been warned, hero. Now it is time to fulfill your destiny and take on the challenge of Tartarus. Ah, your thirst for knowledge matches your...
We marched down from Thessaly when we heard about the cities uniting. If even Leonidas was able to overcome his pride and make his contribution, then this was clearly important. So we could hardly sit back and not be involved. And we were right to do so. Now that the battle is won, strategoi and politicians from all the states are meeting here in Corinth to negotiate the details of this new Greek alliance. We convene in the Acropolis, a fitting place for a meeting of generals, not far from the temple of Aphrodite and her lovely priestesses. Personally, I wouldn't mind making that the location of more regular council meetings. Yes, those creatures were nasty. Whatever they wanted. But I'm not one for myths and legends. People say the gods abandoned us, but I'm not so sure they were ever influential in the first place. It is gold and iron that shapes this world, not prophecy and destiny. Go on then, Titan Slayer. Go on then, Titans.
Young warrior, it is good to see you again. I told you our armies would hold, and so they did. And not only in Athens. Together we beat those foul beasts back into the shadows. From now on we will stand united with our Greek brethren, and shall not allow petty rivalries to divide us again. What happened to Passaron is a tragedy, and the land still needs brave soldiers to keep it safe. Spartan discipline will be called for again, but right now we can take a moment to honor this victory and those who fought to achieve it. I see my trust in you was warranted, and all of Greece owes you a great debt of gratitude for what you have done. Who'd have thought there was still a Titan chained to this world? What a battle that must have been. Your deeds are not only worthy of a Spartan young warrior, they are worthy of Ares himself. You are a true hero, and I am proud to have known you. I am in no rush to see the fields of Elysium, but from what you tell me, it must be a wondrous place indeed. I mourn the brave souls who were lost in the fight, but no sacrifice could be more heroic. Thanks to them, and thanks to you, we can now be our own masters, here and in the afterlife. Farewell, hero. May destiny lead you to more glorious adventures. Farewell, hero.
Welcome, traveler, to the shrine of Demeter and Kore. It seems appropriate to me that Demeter was one of the first gods known to mankind. Her gifts of harvest were apparent even to the earliest people, and yet so much wrong was done to her. Have you heard of the Eleusinian mysteries? They say old Eleusis was overrun by skeletons. It sounds dreadful. I don't like the way that Thessalian general is staring at me. Let us pray now. Let us pray now.
Thank you again, hero, and good luck.
Greetings, citizen. As you know, we aristocrats are always happy to listen to the concerns of the public, but the conference, festivities, and other matters are keeping us very busy. You must understand, so please, be quick. Wait, you are the champion who defeated the generals of the monster army? This is an honor. Representatives from various cities have mentioned your name, how you have helped them all during the crisis. We hadn't received word that you would be here today. You should be included in the proceedings. Maybe you could hold a public speech. Let the people see their hero. By the way, there is something else you could help us with now that you're here. We wanted to avoid causing unnecessary alarm, but Just a few minutes ago, we received a report of turmoil in the northern harbor of 𝐿𝐵𝒍𝒻. A dockworker spluttered something about sea creatures raiding a storehouse, and the guards are looking into it. But could you investigate? As I said, we don't wish to cause any panic on this important day, so I would kindly ask you to be discreet regarding the matter until we know what is actually going on in the harbor quarter. It may be pirates. We've had some trouble with them before, and now that trade is thriving again, they may be back, although they generally stay away from our docks. Please, hero, investigate what is happening in the harbor quarter and see if our guards there need any help. Please, hero, investigate.
Hi, my friend! I'm organizing the festival, and what better place for holding it than our fine city? Good food is still a little hard to come by, but I think I can lay my hands on some pheasants and partridges. You should join us for the feast and recuperate after all the troubles. We do live in a central location, and not only between Athens and Sparta. Everyone who is going from the Peloponnese to the rest of Greece travels through here on land. And anyone seeking a quick route between the Aegean and the Ionian seas goes across here with their ship. So, you could say, we're used to entertaining guests. Have you ever been here for the Isthmian Games? They're always very exciting. I should put up some more tents to shade people from the hot sun. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Minta says you're a hero. Is that true? Have you killed many monsters? I once caught a fish this big. What is this you're wearing? I bet my daddy is a bigger hero than you. Can I have that weapon? You smell funny. You smell funny.
The rich citizens and generals may be celebrating, but we simple folk are still feeling the after effects of that plague of monsters. Who is going to replace our cattle or the supplies that were lost? I don't want to complain. I'm still alive, and they're even issuing us with free food. But it's hard to lose even what little you had. I'll probably stay in the city. My farm has been burned down and my tools stolen. So maybe I can find some work here instead. Moreover, the land isn't safe yet. Some of these beasts are still roaming around, especially centaurs, who seem to have been indulging in robbery and pillage. Never mind me. Never mind me.
Ariston says what? Well, I suppose the boys could do with some help. The struggle is still going on back there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
kettles! They've brought a monster! In the harbor! Yes!
A what? You're kidding me. Well, it's a good thing you killed it then, warrior. I wouldn't have liked to face that thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Those Tritons brought a sea monster? Astonishing. In the name of the city of Corinth, we thank you, hero. Truly, the tales about you are not exaggerated. Though it troubles me that they would attack us now, when all that madness should be over. If the gods really have abandoned us, it seems we humans are not the only ones to be left to our own devices. We can only guess at what is happening in Poseidon's former realm. Hopefully, this simply means that, in a time of political upheaval, some of them turned to opportunistic looting just like humans. Then they were nothing but dirty pirates after all. It is unfortunate that the harbor was destroyed, but even though there may be a slump in sea trade, the docks and triremes can be rebuilt. You may know that our city has another small port on the coast at 𝐾𝐿, not too far east from here, where the trade ships are loaded again after passing over the land bridge. We will have to stay vigilant, but for now at least, the city is safe. All of Greece is in fact a safer place thanks to your efforts, and I think we can handle things ourselves now. We understand if adventure calls you to other places, but you're welcome to stay for as long as you want as our honored guest. We understand if adventure calls you.
It is easy for him to talk about the destroyed harbor. Ariston isn't interested in ships except when he goes on pleasure cruises. But I could do without yet another obstacle to consume my trade revenues, as if those bandits weren't enough already. You see, as soon as those monsters started retreating, all manner of filthy brigands emerged from their hiding places again, exploiting the chaos the creatures left behind to claim new places for themselves on the roads and passes. One particularly annoying group that follows an outlaw called Skyron has established their domain on some rocks on the Saronic coast, overlooking the road to 𝐾𝐿. They hide or entrench themselves when seeing a contingent of soldiers, but are more than happy to come down and ambush trade carts and lone travelers. This is where you could be helpful, Monster Slayer. If you go that way, they may not expect much resistance from a single warrior because they don't know who you are. It is dangerous, certainly, but if you manage to lure their leader out and dispatch him, I would make it worth your while. Skyron is not the first notorious criminal Greece has seen, and he won't be the last. You may have heard of Kyknos, who once built a temple of human bones to honor his father Ares, or of Procrustes, who used an axe to make his guests fit the size of their bed. But none of them were on my trade route. You hesitate, hero, or does the promise of gold no longer excite you? Maybe I can find something more to your taste, if you are successful. You hesitate, hero, or does the promise of gold no longer...
Hi, my friend!
It must be you. At last I have found you. You are the hero who hunted and slew the Telchinish, the Titan, and now the Ketos. I thought you would be taller. Forgive me. I am Ylva, daughter of Gylfi, king of Scandia in the realms of Nord. My men and I have been searching all over Greece to find you and seek your help. It seems many things have changed since the Titan fell, and the lord of your underworld is not the only one who is unhappy with the emergent rule of the humans. Frankly, we don't even know why they're doing it. Maybe they fear us now, fear you, but our own gods, the Aesir, whom we had always worshipped, are now attacking us. My father's kingdom is in chaos, and our people are overwhelmed and desperate, while Einherjar troops are ravaging the countryside. We cannot stand against them alone. Please, Titan Slayer, fight with us. Journey north of the Alps and meet me at the Celtic stronghold of Glauberg. We can proceed to Scandia from there. The ship that brought us here should still be moored in the harbour to the east. We sailed down the river Danube, and with the other harbour destroyed, this should also be the best way for you to travel up. I have abandoned my people in their darkest hour, but you are the champion of humanity. The Wölva has seen you in the ruins, and nobody has achieved as much as you. This is why I was determined to find you. Please, hero, take the ship and meet me in Glauberg. I will take a different route in the hope of finding more allies, but I should arrive there shortly after you. Please, hero, take the ship.
We marched down from Thessaly when we heard about the cities.
Young warrior.
You have saved many lives in defeating that shaman. Perhaps one...
My horse and I will have to find a safe.
No, really. Go where you are needed.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Rar. 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 War. Was that okay? Arr. Arr? I think I've got it now. I sing now, O muse, of the tragedy of Pyramus and Thisbe, lovers they were in distant Babylon, their houses separated only by a wall, and yet forbidden to see each other because of a feud between their families. But their love was strong, so they whispered through the cracks in the wall about meeting in secret at night under a mulberry tree. But the fates were cruel, and on that long-awaited night, as Thisbe waited at the tree, a terrifying lion scared her away. So all Pyramus would find was a veil she had left behind, and the lion with its fangs still bloody from a recent kill. Believing that his love had been slain, Pyramus threw himself onto his sword, only for Thisbe to return shortly afterward and, finding him dead, kill herself as well out of sorrow. It is said that ever since that day, the mulberries have borne the dark red color of their blood. Yes, we are pretending to be persons other than ourselves. Dionysus inspired me with a great idea there, I must say. Never have you heard of... We will be performing in Corinth soon. It will be the highlight of the festivities. You have been to Babylon? One day I am going to take my tour there as well. If you please, we must rehearse now. If you please, we...
customer! Customer! Come on, boys! Got him. Got him. I heard something. ¡No la nave! I'll split you open. I heard something. ¡No la nave! Got him. Got him. Oh, a customer! Huh? Got him! Fresh meat. I'll split you open. I'll split you open. Come on, boys.
Finally, the market is busy again. Almost too busy. A cart nearly rammed into my stall. Can you believe it? Thank you.
Come, friend, and look at the best goods in the greatest trade city of Greece. Come back tomorrow.
Skyron is dead? Finally! And they even had centaurs! That is, I never doubted you. I expect the rest of the vermin will scatter without a leader, which means that at least one harbor will be accessible now. Very good. Here is your reward, as promised. Skyron is dead? Finally! And they even...
people marvel at the Colossus of Rhodes, but I say the Diolkos is the true wonder of marine engineering. Without it, we would have to sail all the way around the Peloponnese to reach Athens. You see, we load the ship onto this cart in the Gulf of Corinth and simply pull it across the isthmus. It still takes a day, but it's so much faster. The track has deep ruts, so the cart wheels follow them, and we simply have to pull the cart along. Have you ever seen such a thing? Every captain who pays the toll can use this road. It's open to everyone, especially now that the Spartans and Athenians have stopped fighting over it. The Colossus has collapsed, smashing a kraken. Ha-ha! At least he was good for something then. Yes, that is my ship, the Cassiopeia. We have stripped her down a little, but she is more beautiful when she's fully dressed. Ha 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 ha! We will be on our way once the workers return from their break. I hope most of them do come back, what with some of these monsters still running about. We will be on our way once the workers return from their break.
Oh, a customer!
Hey, thanks for giving us a hand there. The ships are still okay, thank Fortuna. Just down the road. The ships are still okay, thank Fortuna.
Yes, stranger! And we are heading north to the Celtic lands. It would be a long journey for us, but I guess we could use a skilled warrior on board. The Celts are a peculiar bunch, you see. They all wear leggings, like those sissy Persians. But at least they have the weather to justify wearing them. We'll go to the Black Sea, then up the river Danube. The way is longer, but we don't have to pass over land, especially the Alps. I hope you have some good stories to tell. There is one story that the first Corinthians came to be when King Sisyphus grew them out of mushrooms. Similar to how Cadmus had grown the ancestors of Thebes from dragon's teeth. Can you believe that? Mushroom people? Ha! I don't think so. We've just finished loading the ship, so we're ready to go while the tide is favorable. We've just finished loading the ship.
By Apollo's grace, I sing today of the great hunt for the Adylean boar. 'Twas in the city of Calydon, where the foolish King Aeneas once forgot to honor Artemis in the harvest sacrifices. Insulted, the goddess of the hunt sent the largest and most ferocious boar the world had ever seen to devastate the land. It destroyed crops and slew cattle, and the terrified farmers had to seek refuge inside the city walls. Tales of the notorious monster attracted many famous hunters and heroes from all over Greece who were seeking to win its hide and the glory of the kill. One of them was Atalanta, a fierce huntress, who some said had been trained by Artemis herself. Though some objected to the presence of a woman, they all banded together for the hunt. And while it was Aeneas' son Meleager who struck the killing blow, she had been the first to wound it, where many others had failed. It was then, after the actual threat had been vanquished, that their worst trouble started with smitten Meleager offering the prized hide to Atalanta instead of keeping it for Calydon. His proud relatives took offense and stole it, which infuriated him. And so Artemis' vengeance went on as Aeneas' family proceeded to destroy itself in a tragic spiral of killing and revenge. Are boars evil by nature? We see them as bad omens, and if they are a threat, they have to be killed. But they are beasts, so maybe we should try to understand them before we condemn them. It's curious, don't you think, how we humans often tend to unite only in the face of a common threat? And it doesn't always take a vengeful goddess to undo this. It certainly didn't in the case of those bandits. Man can be his own monster. What became of Atalanta, you ask? She lived on and devoted herself to Artemis. Later, it is said, she joined the search for the Golden Fleece. But that's another story. I am not sure whether our lives would be better without the gods. Though knowing they are gone certainly forces us to take more responsibility for our own actions and motives, both good and ill. What became of Atalanta, you ask? She lived...
Hello. Did you have a safe journey? From Greece, yes? With some good wine, perhaps? We're still loading this ship, but then I can attend to yours. No wine? Ah, what a pity. We are the Vindelici. Celts, of course, but so is everyone in these parts. Like you Greeks, we may have a lot in common, but we aren't just one people. This shipment is going to the services, for example. You may have passed them on your way here. This is the Harrenberg. Majestic, isn't it? The harbor gate is just up the road. Welcome. Welcome.
Halt! Well, you don't look like a trader. What is your business here? Are you here to help in the mine? Just passing through, eh? Something tells me you're up to more than that. If you want to see the chieftain, his house is up in the citadel. But don't bother him, he's a busy man. The mine is run by Brogdos and Gorkun. You should find Gorkun at the storehouse. He can tell you more. Just don't cause any trouble. Just don't cause any trouble.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hey, have you seen my wife 𝐾𝐢𝐿 anywhere? That useless wench has been gone all day. Muttered something about food. I can't remember. But now I'm famished and she still isn't here. Why, you? Well, I don't know. You look like you've been around a lot. I just want to know if you've seen her. A pretty young thing, red hair and a green gown. I've already searched the marketplace. She could be at the docks to get fish, though she's also been going to the farms a lot recently. Have you seen my wife yet? I'm as hungry as a wolf. Have you seen my wife yet? I'm as...
Greetings, stranger. If you're looking for our chieftain, his house is the big one up behind the marketplace. You can't miss it. Budorix is a good leader, I think. He is an accomplished warrior who has never shown fear in the face of an enemy, and before he was elected, he held a grand feast and promised all his supporters that they could always come to him for grain when they were in need. It's true that we have large quantities of good food here. Arubinus has gifted us with fertile lands, but for a person of my standing, a guaranteed bowl of gruel can be a blessing when times are hard. At first, one of the other candidates was his own sister. She is a strong woman and has a way with words, but in the end they decided to work together and have her serve as his ambassador instead. Of course, our spiritual leaders had a lot of influence. Budorix could not have been chosen if our druid had spoken against it, and our bard said he saw him in his bull dream. But they know things we mere common folk do not. Now you must excuse me. I have 2 more sheep to skin today. Good day, stranger. Good day, stranger.
I am Gorkun, the owner of the Lemberg mine. If you want salt, you come to me. Yes, the road to Glauberg is also that way, but I'm not a travel guide. If you're going there, however, I may have a little business proposal for a capable and trusty warrior like yourself. Deliveries from the mine have become irregular recently. Something down there has kept the workers from mining, and the guards haven't been able to deal with it. I have no idea what it might be, but if you were to go and solve that little problem for me, I would reward you handsomely. To get to the mine, go past the farms outside the main gate, and then follow the road to the left. It's really not that hard to find. That is all. Come back if you're successful, and please try to be discreet.
That is all. Come back if you're successful.
Have you seen these walls? The Celts do have their own walls, which I must say are quite impressive given their simplicity. Wooden beams for structural strength in between rocks that cannot burn. Cheap to build, and not easy to breach, but they do require constant refurbishment. They are a peculiar culture, really. If the Celtic tribes ever united, they would rival any empire. But they are all too fiercely independent to do that. Yes, the salt makes them rich, but they pay us in amber. It is highly valued in my area for its healing powers, especially by these impudent separatists in Latium. I would indeed like to go back, far away from this cold weather. But they still need an expert to look after the walls. And Borodrix is a good host, so I am obliged to stay. I would indeed like to go back, far away from this.
The river is lovely at this time of year, is it not? I love watching the ships come and go, imagining where they could have come from. Above everything, it gives to us as a trade route. I sometimes fail to appreciate its beauty. I pray to Danuvius every day that one of the ships will bring my husband back. Brogdos went downriver to the 𝐵𝒂𝒂 to negotiate prices, but he hasn't returned for many months. Well, never mind. I can take care of myself, and Gorkon manages their business rather well. It's just that I miss him and hope he's well. But everything is well, stranger. I have taken up enough of your time already with my sorrows. But everything is well, stranger.
Welcome, warrior. I am Borodrix, High Chieftain of the Vindelici. I have heard stories like yours of strange attacks up in the north, but nothing definite enough to concern me. We have our own problems here, and while the trade is good, those Northmen are our enemies as much as they are our friends. Who knows why their strange gods would turn against them? Maybe they deserve their anger. You're free to go and investigate, of course, although the way is long and dangerous. If you leave by the main gate, follow the road up the mountain in the east. Our sentry at the top can tell you the best way to Glauberg. What isn't there to do? We have the traders, politics, problems with the mine, and then you coming in here. Being a warrior was easier, and I sometimes wish I could be with my nephew Brennus, conquering new lands in the south. But, I'm not complaining. Go, warrior. I have more petitions to hear. Go, warrior.
Yes, foreigner. I am a bard. A poet, as you southerners would say. A teacher. A philosopher. But most of all, I am a personal counselor to Borodrix, our glorious leader, ever since I foretold that he would be the next king. If he can't spare the time, you can bring any matters to me, but only important ones, please. No, not an oracle. These would be the Vates. They foretell the future. All druids are aware of justice and know the will of the gods, but only a bard can prophesy who should lead. We all have our place and our responsibilities, and can I assume you also have yours? You should respect the power of a well-chosen word, be it praise or satire. Do you know our god, Ogmios? His silver tongue ties to people's ears with delicate chains, so they happily follow him, even where force could not compel them. Remember this, foreigner. Of course, I sing too, but not right now. Of course, I sing too, but not right now.